Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've got a premonition, I'm dreaming you and I. All my darkest fears are coming outside. We got a billion races, we got this melody.
Look. Hello. Look. Do you see? Do you see? So pretty. Such a pretty girl. She's a pretty girl. Okay. I can't kiss her because of my lipstick. Oh, ow. She kicked my chest. Welcome back to Perfume Vegas and Holly Golightly. How are you? How have you been? So I'm filming a new video for you today. I still have some allergy stuff going on. My nose is itchy and watering nose. What's the word? I don't know. My nose is itching and runny and my eyes are watering, but I can smell again, so I want to film this video. That is the type of video that I love filming the most for you guys, the Sephora Favorites perfume sampler set. This time I do have the newest Sephora Favorites cologne sampler, and as far as the products that are in this particular set go, I think there's a very good selection. The value for your buck is not as good, but it never is with the cologne samplers, because men's colognes tend to run cheaper than women's perfumes, regardless if they're all eau de toilette or what. So just in general, with the men's cologne samplers, you find a lower overall price point for the products than with the perfume samplers. Otherwise, pretty much everything stays the same, but I will make sure to tell you about that in just a minute. I will timestamp it down below if you want to hear how exactly you get the Sephora samplers, redeem them, and get the best bang for your buck. So with the cologne samplers, I don't buy them that often because, for one, it has to be something that I want to wear personally, if I'm going to be buying it, or something I know for a fact that the other person is going to want to wear. So with men's cologne, although I enjoy men's cologne and I do definitely wear certain colognes, I don't seek it out, and there aren't always men's cologne in the designer market that I desperately want to get for myself. This set had one such fragrance that I was interested in, so that was reason number one that I decided to pick this up. Reason number two was because it had a backup option, and one of my strongest urges for you, for anyone, when you purchase one of these sampler sets, is to make sure there is something that you know you want in the set before you purchase it. Don't necessarily, I mean, you can obviously if you want, but if you know there's something in there that you would have purchased at the higher price point anyway, you're going to get value out of the set no matter what. So that's the second reason that I picked this up. And the third reason that I picked this up is because the woman's set that is currently for sale is an awful deal. There is a sampler set, their most recent sampler set. It is $75 or $78. I'm not sure. I'll put the price here. But it contains 5 deluxe sample sizes and then some sort of like weird gift type of item. I'm not sure if it's like a pouch or a mirror or something. But that's such a ripoff, because normally the Sephora Deluxe sampler sets come with 6 or 7 or 8 fragrance tester sizes, deluxe sample sizes, like this type of deluxe sample size. So to have something that's being charged the same amount, but you're not getting as much perfume, it's a total ripoff. And not to mention, all of the fragrances that come in it are generic. We've seen them in every other sample set that's ever been released. Again, I'm going to list them here on the scroll so you can check those out, but it's just not worth your money. So wait until summer. They'll have another sample set. Don't bother with that one. If you are interested in a cologne, however, this is a good one. This men's cologne set is a good one. So let's talk about the sample sets and why you should buy them, how you redeem them, all that good stuff. So both the men's and women's versions of the Sephora fragrance samplers, what are they called? The official, the Sephora favorites samples, come in a kit that tells you each of the sample sprays that you get, the sample vials that you get. In this case, it looks like this because it comes in something I'll show you in a minute. But it tells you what they are. It shows you pictures so you know what's in it. Like, there's not a lot of guessing involved, and then it tells you each fragrance, and it also explains how to redeem on the packaging. This is valued at this retails for $68 and is valued at $106 retail. There are some fragrances that can be redeemed for that have a retail value that's lower than the sample set. The theory is that you're making up the difference by getting all of these perfumes to try. So once you have gone through and you've decided on the fragrance that you like, it comes with a little card that looks like this, and again has all the information. Lately they've started leaving spots for you to put your notes about what you think about each perfume, which I think is a great idea. I love utilizing that. I did it before, but now that there's a dedicated spot, that's great. So it will tell you each perfume, it will tell you how it's formulated, it tells you what size that it redeems for, as well as the notes and the scent category that it falls into. Once you've gone through and you've tried them all, you take the little sampler redemption certificate. It comes in the box. It would be normally here, but I've redeemed mine already. I'll put a picture up of how they look, or you can check out any of my other videos on the sample sets. And you take it into a freestanding Sephora store in the US only. That means no Sephora Canada, no Sephora France, and no Sephora inside JCPenney. You take it inside the Sephora store and you redeem for the fragrance that is on this card. There's no redemption online. You do have to take it to the store. The reason for that is because the Sephora scent certificate has to be validated, and there's a lot of like forgeries and trickeries. Don't ever buy the scent certificates online. I would strongly recommend that you avoid buying a Sephora favorites sample set that claims to have the scent certificate still, unless it's from Sephora Direct, because it's a mess. They get messed up and forged, and it's just a mess. If you want a more detailed look at how to redeem, again, you can check out any of my other sampler videos, but I want to get onto the fragrances. I've talked for almost 10 minutes. I don't know how long it's going to be in editing, but let's get on to the fragrances. So this batch had 9 samples in it, 9 different fragrances. The samples total a net weight, fluid weight of 12.3 mil, so just under half an ounce, and they range in kind of selection from some oldies but goodies, as well as some newer, trendier scents. So that was really exciting for me, because some of those newer scents I hadn't had a chance to try out. Again, I don't often get or request men's designer cologne samples because I'm normally not buying those. So things might interest me, but I never really get a chance to smell them. It came in this type of container because the men's set, despite having fewer samples to try, the woman's usually has 12 or more. They come in these really cool travel bags. So if you've got a man in your life, you can gift them either the set with this great travel bag, or if you are a man, I love these. I think they're super handy. And then it has the handle. It's just super handy to have. There it is open, and I'm just going to take the card and we're just going to go through just as I did with the last set, starting off with the warm and spicy fragrances. And the first one on this list is Paco Rabanne 1 million. It is the Eau de Toilette, and the redemption size is 1.7 fluid ounces. The scent type is Cool Spice, and the keynotes are frosted grapefruit, blood mandarin, and peppermint. So 1 million by Paco Rabanne was one that I had never tried. Not one that I wanted to try, but I hadn't tried it. I can find it. There it is. Generally, these aren't scents that I would buy. Just even, I think I said already, for myself or anyone else. Unless I knew specifically that person was going to want it. They either wore it already or that I knew they would like it. This smells like a Paco Rabanne fragrance. I don't know about the other versions of 1 million, but to me, this has a slightly vintage feeling, and not a barbershop type of fougere, but just like a vintage kind of like 80s aftershave cologne splash type of feeling. This isn't something I would get for myself or for anyone I was dating or had a romantic interest in, but it is something that I might get for a parent, my dad, or even a grandparent, an uncle, like an older family member in my life. That's what it reminds me of. To me, it's not one that's really outstanding or special. It's not really very classy. It's very just normal dad type of fragrance. So I don't know if that's what you want to wear. I'm not knocking it, but men, I don't think that Paco Rabanne 1 million Eau de Toilette is going to be like knocking the ladies off their feet. Maybe it does, and I just have not smelled it on the right guy, so who knows. Like I said, this is my first time ever trying it, so yeah, that's actually what I wrote for it. Yeah. The value of the 1.7 fluid ounces is $74, so you are getting some bang for your buck if you choose to redeem for Paco Rabanne 1 million. The second one was the number one perfume that I wanted to try from this set because I really was interested in it. It is Valentino Born in Roma. The Uomo. It is Valentino Uomo Born in Roma. It's in the Eau de Toilette formula. Its redemption size is 1.7 fluid ounces. It is a scent type Cool Spice, and the keynotes are violet, vetiver, and ginger. And this redeems for $77 value fragrance. I really wanted to try this. I had been seeing this online, both the men's and women's version of Born in Roma, and I've tried the women's. And the men's version with that vetiver and ginger note, I've been really interested in. But it doesn't show up for me on skin or paper at all. I thought maybe it was because when I first tried it, I was still struggling with my scent. I was a little bit anosmic still, but even now, it's got a slight cooling mint. I would believe this one had the peppermint in it over 1 million. It's got a nice kind of cooling mint and a little bit of like green freshness. It doesn't feel spicy. It does feel a bit watery, which I'm assuming is the violet leaf or whatever else. I'm not looking up the full note profiles for these. But this is clean. Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, I could suggest for any guy who needed a very workplace safe fragrance, or if they liked to wear fragrance, but maybe their partner or others around them were sensitive. Because it is a masculine leaning fragrance. It does feel like a masculine scent, but it doesn't pull too designer or too bland. The only thing is it is very light, very fresh. It doesn't, I just don't understand. I feel like some of these get classified just based on their notes alone, and they really don't fit the profile, because this doesn't feel like a spicy or warm fragrance. So that was Valentino Born in Roma. That one I actually was considering purchasing for myself, and I am glad that I got this set because I could smell it, and I ended up not caring for it. So that's the benefit. My next one is Versace Eros Eau de Toilette, redeeming in the 1.7 fluid ounce size, scent type Cool Spice, keynotes mint leaf, orange blossom, and vanilla Madagascar. And the redemption value is $72. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about Versace fragrances, and I have a lot of thoughts about men's Versace fragrances. I already can tell you I don't like this fragrance. I have tried it before. It is better than its flanker, the Eros Flambe. Is it Eros Flamme? It's not. It's Eros Flamme, I think, right? But this is not something that I would wear or that I would want to have anyone around me wearing. It smells like a college frat party. I'm sorry to be honest. But that's what these Versace fragrances smell like to me. Are very youthful, which is a fine thing. It's good, but they smell very youthful, and they smell just like somebody wanted a designer fragrance, and they were like, Versace, that's the one. Yeah. Eros is not as bad as its partner in crime, Eros Flamme, but I still would not purchase that. Or I would not purchase it for anyone else either. Then the last of the warm and spicy fragrances, and maybe the only one I would really say falls in this category, is Viktor&Rolf Spicebomb Night Vision. This is another fragrance that I have already tried, so I knew going into this how I felt about it. But it redeems, it's the Eau de Toilette formulation. It redeems for 1.7 fluid ounces. The scent type is Cool Spices, and the keynotes are clary sage, black spices, and grape. Interesting. I actually had not ever seen grape listed before as a note for this. So that's something. Anyway, Spicebomb Night Vision is not a bad scent, but it is a little bit juvenile, in my opinion. Yeah, it's a little bit more on the juvenile side of the Spicebomb family. If you wanted a fragrance that was in the Spicebomb family, I would highly suggest Spicebomb Intense. I have a dupe for that, the Cremo Black Spice and Vanilla, and it's amazing. So Night Vision to me is sportier. It's more youthful. So I guess if you wanted that sporty kind of feel, either as a man or a woman or anyone wearing this fragrance, you could perhaps find this one appealing. But I think that if you wanted one of the Spicebomb fragrances, it's best to just go for the original or the Intense. I think the Night Vision is a little bit too, it just has a little bit less of that Spicebomb scent profile, and I don't find that it's really worth the difference. The retail value of the Spicebomb Night Vision fragrance, though, is $90. So if you did decide to purchase this, you can be assured you are going to be getting a good value. Next is the earthy and woody category, which also has 4. The first one is another one that I had never tried. I actually didn't know that it was a thing. I'd never heard of it, but it's Burberry, Mr. Burberry Indigo, and I don't really keep up with Burberry fragrances. I'm not a big fan, so I didn't know there was this Indigo flanker, so I was interested to try it, because just because I haven't liked them in the past doesn't mean that I won't like one going forward. This one is in the Eau de Toilette formulation. The redemption size is 1.6 fluid ounces, and the scent type is citrus and woods, with keynotes of lemon oil, green violet leaf, and dry amber accord. And when I saw those, I was really interested. I was like, okay, maybe this will be better than the Burberry scents I've tried in the past. And actually, truthfully, truth be told, this isn't a bad fragrance. Mr. Burberry Indigo is not a bad fragrance. I liked, they probably gave me the fullest sample. So, I mean, points for that. This is more spicy to me than a lot of the others in the spice category. It's definitely got that amber accord. If this didn't say violet leaf on here, I would guess shiso, but shiso. If this didn't say violet leaf on here, I would guess it was maybe shiso, but yeah, it's like kind of rich, a little ambery, green, leafy, but floral, also like not heavy floral, like a watery, leafy floral. Citrusy, yeah, most of these are going to have some citrus at the top, so you really don't have to think too hard about that. This is a nice fragrance, but again, it's not very strong. The Eau de Toilette formulation is pretty weak. It must be at the lower end of the concentration of perfume, and the price was one of the lower prices. In fact, it was the second to lowest price point for redemption at only $71. So unfortunately it didn't break my not buying Burberry streak, but in general I do prefer the male Burberry fragrances to the female ones, like the marketed ones, so that's something. The next one is Giorgio Armani Acqua Profondo. This was the one that I knew that I could fall back on if nothing else worked. And again, that's why when you buy these, it's important to perhaps have something like that. I love this. My partner already wears Acqua di Gio, and I was planning on buying the Profondo once this, basically when he was done with this one. This is just the 1 ounce, I believe. No, this is the 1.7 ounce. I love the Profondo version. The original Acqua di Gio is a little bit more sporty, again with that sort of terminology, but it's more kind of fresh and sporty. It smells more classic. Definitely it is a classic, but it smells more like just casual. That's, I think, what I'm going for. But Profondo smells to me more like it's more dressy, even though I think it's a fresher fragrance. It's a little bit salty, it's a little bit rich. So let me read to you before I forget. Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gio Profondo. It is the Eau de Parfum concentration. Redemption size is 2.5 fluid ounces, and the scent type is citrus and woods. The keynotes are marine notes, cypress, and musk. And yeah, the cypress is what kind of elevates it through the more fresh marine note, which the original doesn't have that. Anyway, I love this one, and this was the one that I was like, did I spray on both of these? Yeah, I did. So this was the one that I was like, listen, if all else fails, I'll get that. And amazingly, the size and the concentration are really good. You get the larger 2.5 for 75 mil, and the redemption value is $102 for this, which is very high for these types of sets. Very high. So that one was good. The next one in the earthy and woody category was Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend. We have Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend. And I've only tried the original Invictus. I didn't really care for it. Again, it was just a little bit too dad-like. Don't know how else to put it, because that's the kind of stuff my dad literally wore. So the scent of Invictus Legend is cool. It's very refreshing. I don't know, again, this is under the earthy and woody category, but there is a fresh section on here where I definitely would have classified that probably. But it's in the eau de parfum format. The redemption size is 1.7 fluid ounce. The scent type is warm woods, and the keynotes are aldehydic geranium, laurel wood, and red amber. Like I said, I think that they classify them just based on the notes on paper, but to me, this is a spicy, fresh fragrance. This is nicer than the original Invictus. I think this is more unique than the original Invictus. It has less of that kind of dated feel. But again, even with being an eau de parfum, I don't feel like this really shows up on skin or on paper really at all. It's showing up more, again, like the other one. Now I can smell it better than I could a couple of days ago. Probably just because my sinuses have healed more, and so my anosmia is better. But I don't think that I am at a point where waiting longer to sniff it again is going to make a difference. Like, I couldn't smell it then. I can't really smell it now. So, yeah. Anyway, so this one I just didn't strike me as being special or anything I needed to add to my own collection or that I wanted to smell on anyone else. So, passed. But the redemption value for Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend is $80. So if you were looking to pick one up, if you were looking to add that to your collection, it's not a bad deal. The next, second to last, penultimate if you will, it was Yves Saint Laurent, and this was the last of these that I had never tried and wanted to get my nose on. So, Yves Saint Laurent comes in the eau de toilette format. Its redemption size is 2.0 fluid ounces, which I believe is 60 ml. And the scent type is citrus and woods with keynotes of bergamot, sage, and cedarwood. Very classic. That's a very classic fougere type of makeup. God, I'm gonna have so much editing to do with this. There it is. So, this one, I was really disappointed. I actually really wanted to like this. The redemption value is $80, so it's already a fairly reasonably priced fragrance. $80 for 60 ml is not bad. But it's totally a barbershop scent. It's not anything unique enough. In fact, I don't know what came first, but this reminds me a lot of my Police original for men. I'll have to look and see, because if this came first, that's definitely a dupe of this. Yeah, it's just it's just a barbershop fragrance. It's classic. I don't dislike it, but I have enough things in my personal collection, plus my partner, that it's not necessary. And it's not as strong as I would prefer. It is an eau de toilette. It's not as strong. I have found that Yves Saint Laurent fragrances are not as strong as I personally like my fragrances to be, but it's definitely not a bad scent. And then the last one I'm not going to put on paper because I don't care enough to put on paper, and I'm sure that every single one of you watching has either smelled this fragrance or a variation of it. In the fresh category, we have one scent, and it is Dolce&Gabbana Light Blue Homme. Why? I feel like they put that in just so, there's this nice little picture. I feel like they put in things like Yves Saint Laurent and the Paco Rabanne and the Versace just because they know that someone, you know, that's going to please someone. Like if they had Paco Rabanne 1 million, if they had Versace Eros and they had Light Blue pour Homme, like 99% of the male population who was buying designer fragrances, or their partners or friends or family who were buying for them, would be able to be covered. So it's average. I don't love it. I do like the men's version better than the woman's version. For some reason, Dolce&Gabbana insists on using these dabber style vials for their light blue samples, and I despise it, but what he knew. It's just citrusy. It's fine. Dolce&Gabbana Light Blue pour Homme is an eau de toilette formulation. Redemption size is only 1.3 fluid ounces, and the scent type is fresh aquatic. The keynotes are juniper, mandarin, oak moss, and aquatic note. The retail value of this is $56. If you were just going to buy that for $56, you just buy it, you know? Like, if you already knew that you liked Dolce&Gabbana Light Blue, because let's face it, we all already know how we feel about it one way or the other, you just buy it. You wouldn't waste your money on a set like this. So I don't know. That would be a gifting only type of option. So anyway, I hope that you guys and gals, found this interesting or useful, or at least liked hearing my thoughts on the different fragrances. If, as a woman, if I were shopping for a man, I would definitely feel myself drawn to the Valentino born in Roma, the Valentino born in Roma, the Burberry Indigo, Acqua Profondo, and Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend, Yves Saint Laurent Yves Saint Laurent, Paco Rabanne, Giorgio Armani. Those three are totally like super easy to wear type fragrances. I think any woman is going to enjoy on a man if that's something that you're curious about. Also for women, Yves Saint Laurent Yves be a very good one for women. Paco Rabanne Invictus Legend be a good one for women. Profondo I think would be good for anybody. Burberry Indigo I think would be good for anybody, and Valentino Uomo I think would be good for anybody. So depending on what type of vibe you're wanting to give off with your fragrance, those are my suggestions based on how you would normally look at the fragrance aisle, men or women, you know. Not to say that anybody can't wear whatever they want, because you really can. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed. I have a haul video that I'm going to be doing. Oh, I never told you what one I redeemed for. I did, or did I? I did redeem for the Acqua Profondo, and I'll be showing that more detail in my haul that's upcoming. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget that if you want to see more of the Sephora favorites videos, I do have an entire playlist. It's going to be linked somewhere up here or down below, and I would love it if you would subscribe to subscribe to my channel, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you are a man or a woman, despite how you classify yourself, what fragrance would you choose from this selection if you had this set? I would love to know. So leave me a comment, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye!
We're running in the jungle of love.